Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nora Seroussi show. Today, I have a special guest who also happens to be one of my dearest, closest friends that I've known, I think, since when I first came here, and I'd like to introduce her. Roxana-Ioana Gabor-Iliescu.
Yes, my full name, yes.
Well, because I knew it was Roxana Gabor, and then you changed it and you added more, and I didn't know how to address it, so welcome.
Thank you. I'm so pleased to be here. And actually, we started the show a few minutes before. We started laughing and enjoying ourselves, as we always do.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that we have an excuse to chat.
Me too, except this is more public.
Yes.
So what did you do today?
Wow. Wow, like you have no idea. We are organizing this weekend the mystery school in Bucharest. Actually, is the 56th country that is opened to this mystery school teachings. And so I went to the airport. I picked up the teacher from the mystery school, this Shani Lehrer, and she started arranging the space and giving the first sessions. And during that time, I was just sending, invitations, reminders, and setting who's coming where, all this. And also having a beautiful business lunch meeting. And arranging with three girls' schedule, who is going where, who's speaking who, wherever, whoever, when. And then finally I went home. I pick up your goddaughter.
Yes, because I am Nasha.
Yes, of Vanessa, and she's really fortunate to have you as a godmother. And I just changed into this, and I'm relaxing here finally. How was your day?
I was hoping you'd ask. All right, actually it was very funny because I had a meeting and I had to cancel the meeting. And Edward called me, we're producing this reality show together, and said, yes, Francesca is doing MasterChef. She's our singer. And I was like, okay. He says, you have to be there. I said, okay. So they told me it's near the office, fine. In the meantime, I'd end up being out in the boonies till we found the place, till we got there. And they're filming. And it was a comedy because I said to the director this, I really enjoyed it because it was very funny, because when they're cooking and there are all kind of mishaps in the kitchen. So actually I laughed for about 2 hours, except for the fact that I had to stand for 2 hours, but it was so funny. I can't wait to see this episode on TV.
So actually there was no cooking going on.
There was cooking, but it was everything. This thing went on fire, this thing fell over. It was such a...
It's like a Muppets.
So we were there to support her. So that was actually very exciting because I wasn't planning on doing that because I had another program. So I laughed all afternoon, and I'm probably a little bit giggly now. And that's why I said, oh, it's perfect. Roxana and I can have a giggle.
Yes.
And talk about all the stuff, or maybe we can't talk about all the stuff that we've been through.
Whoa. All the stuff that we've been through?
No, we're going to talk about a little bit. So I met you because I've been here now 14 years. And I think you were one of the first people that I met when I came here. And I can't even remember how we got introduced.
Well, I know that I think through, I was working then at B1 TV, and
yes, you were.
The Bobby Ponescu, the owners, they were dear friends with your dad, and I admired him so much. And I was so enthusiastic of what he did in our country, even before the change, before the 89, and every time Mr. Seroussi was there, Bobby Ponescu or his brother were calling, he's here. And I was there. And I think that's how we met, because then he introduced me to you, and he was so proud of you and what you have done so far. And now I'm sure that he's even more proud from up there of how you take further what he accomplished.
I'm trying.
And you went into a direction that, wow.
I know, nobody expects, they don't know what to expect next.
Yes, and that's even more exciting.
It was funny when I did the birthday, and I do want to say again, thank you for coming, especially, because it meant a lot to me that you left your
I
husband
changed
there.
the ticket and
You just
I
got
left
on the
my
plane and
husband
came. But
in
I
Israel.
know. But it really wouldn't have been the same without you, and it meant a lot to me. And I want to tell you, when I was looking at all of that, and I thought, my goodness, if Dad's watching, and I'm sure he's watching, he's going, because people came in, they thought it was about the book, and they didn't realize it was about the film, and then there was awards, and they're like, what is going on? And they said, you like to surprise people. I said, all the time.
Yes.
So, and I want to tell you something else. My daddy loved you. And you know that. You were very special for him. And it's nice that we can, now I can talk about it. A year ago I was a terrible case, but
yes,
now I can discuss it.
He
And
lived his life so fully. It's such an example for me of a man. Well, he didn't like to talk too much about himself. I know I used to drag the words out of his mouth about what he did, but he was doing a lot of stuff. And every time something else was to be fixed, to be done, he was there. And I felt loved by him, and I really, for me, it's there and will always be there. I'm a little bit sorry that I didn't had the courage to push even further to get that book.
You wanted to write, I remember
Yes.
that. You said, I want to write it down. And he said later one day, and unfortunately it never came because then, he got...
But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we can do that.
There's so many things we can do in the future. So many things.
But yes, that's how our dance began. And I was just thinking now of the personal dance, because I met you in that business environment, and I look up to you of how you were organizing and all the events you organized. Yes, it was always something new, always something. And I think what I admired most, that no matter what you were organizing, your son's birthday or your birthday or a launching party or something, everything was at the big scale. Everything was properly done and very professional and I was, will I ever be able to be so organized as Nora? So
of course you can.
Yes, I think now I'm ready to give it a try. But until recently, no, because I consider I'm too artistic, too spiritual, but now I realize with what I have done so far, I am able to do the bridge towards, businesswoman. Even if I was not born in a business family, even I didn't do that, and I don't have the business studies, but with all that and with all that limiting beliefs, I throw them away.
I'm glad you threw them away, because the only one who can limit you is yourself.
Yes.
And I learned a lot from my dad, and you know that. He always taught me, if you're going to do something, do it properly.
Yes.
And my father did not do anything on a small scale either, so of course I'm his daughter. I wonder where that came from. So when I'll do something, I'll do it big, and I'll do it, to the best of my ability. How did I learn all that? Just by doing it, and this has to be like this has to, because you have to be organized. In anything, it doesn't matter what business. If you're not organized from the beginning, already 50% of you derailed yourself. So yes, through my experiences of my parties in LA, my parties in London, and by the time I got here, I was a pro. Of course, I also have people that help me. I have a lovely girl, Georgiana, that helps me a lot. Because I cannot do everything. I can't be, doing invitations, printing this, doing that.
Yes.
I'm not a machine.
Team.
Guess what? Contrary to popular belief. They don't think I'm a robot.
You're a very sexy machine.
Oh, you're so sweet. But I was like, I need help. I said, I need somebody. I wish there were like 3 of me, one to be doing this, one to be doing this. And every time I'll be like, and then my father gives me something else. I'm like, I don't understand you. You have a whole office. He's like, I know if I give it to you, it will get done properly.
That's a
That's a big responsibility. It's a big compliment. And I said, okay. He says, because you will watch it. And the other thing he taught me, when you want something done, ask a busy person. Okay? And it's so true. And the older I get, the more I see that. Because that way somebody who has too much free time on their hands, they get into trouble. When you give it to someone who's focused and has only this much time to do everything, they will get it done. And
Yeah,
I'm trying to teach
so true.
Joseph that, you know? Multitasking. But we women are fantastic at it.
Yes.
We have to encourage the men and let them know that they can do it too.
Well, my belief is now not only encouraging them, but a little bit stepping down and stepping, you know, away from their tasks. Because, yeah, I watch it myself. Instead of asking even Paul to do something and to explain him why I wanted exactly like this, I do it myself. But that's wrong.
No, it's not okay.
Because then, well, there's nothing left for him. And he said, why are you so tired? Really? I'm tired even to say everything I've done today. So yeah, it's a dance. So, and also, yesterday I've been to a meeting with BWFR, one of the two boards, business boards.
Businesswoman, you should, yeah, let's talk about that.
And there was a game that we're playing, and my card, because we were playing with the card and so on, and my card was, to me, I'm a mirror and a bridge, and also I came to me in Italian, arcobaleno, curcubeu.
Ah, rainbow.
Rainbow, yeah.
Thank you. You didn't know, but I bet you didn't know I knew that word.
No, I didn't know that. And it is true, because now I can see through all the work I've done with myself, I can see all the visions, male's vision and feminine one, businesswoman and then let's say spiritual woman. All those, and being a child and being a parent, because I feel how it is to be a child, and I still remember, and all the wounds are still there, and all the blessings are still there, but I'm also a parent. So I see something from both sides, and that's a blessing, because I can understand everybody. And yeah, now I think I also did the courses of something that unfortunately in Romania is not working very well. Instead of going to a lawyer, you could go to a mediator. Unfortunately, still Romanians, they want to fight, so they go to a lawyer and they want justice. Justice instead of love. Justice instead of right for both sides. Justice instead of win-win situation. But I think time will change that. And once we are able to feel the shoes, to put our feet in everybody's shoes, you can clearly see the solution, which is good for everybody. And as we were discussing before, I realized that doing personal work, doing emotional releases and healing and stuff, it's a great thing. But if you ignore the material part, the financial freedom, investing and all this part, well, you will be free as spirit, but poor.
You will be broke.
Yeah, you will be broke, so that won't make you a better person.
It'll make you a more miserable person.
Yeah. So actually happiness, not really. And on the other hand, if you are focused only on the career and only on how much money you will earn and forgetting what the money can give you,
okay, I want to talk about that. I want to interrupt you for a second, because that's something we've talked about in the past. And I've seen both sides of the coin where people, they have so much money, they almost don't know what to do with it, but they don't enjoy it. They don't know how to live the life. And I know people who have very little. They really, in terms of, let's say, the monetary aspect, and they're so happy. And I look at it and I try to figure, okay, what's missing from there? What's from there? It comes, number one, I believe, from within, because it's about your soul and your happiness. And I remember you asked me once on a retreat, and I said to you, Roxana, do you remember what I said? Do you remember what I said?
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember the feeling that I had.
Something to the effect like I said, you know what, I appreciate your asking me, and I always do, but I said, you know, because I'm older than you and had
more experience than me.
And more experience than you, and I've done a lot of different things. I said, I found my location, you know. I was lucky in that respect that I got it quite early on. And that, you know, because if I didn't, I probably would have come with you. But I had the responsibility of the child, I had the business, you know, it was a very difficult time, and I couldn't just go even if I wanted to. But I think it's terrific what you're doing. And I encourage it, and I see the peace on your face, and I read the book that you gave me about Brandon Bayes, which was very enlightening.
The journey, yeah.
The journey, and I said, you know, it's terrific what you're doing, and I'm happy that you're telling other people about it, because they probably aren't aware, and it's a way sometimes to bring up self-awareness, because you cannot rely. First thing I learned, just as an adult and in general as a human being, you can't rely on someone else for your happiness.
No,
it doesn't work. And if you say the person can contribute to your happiness or contribute to your unhappiness. But I can't look at someone, you make me happy, you don't make me. It's not their responsibility.
And you cannot say that person makes me angry. No, it just pushes your buttons, that's all. You have to thank him, because that's...
I don't know about thank you, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, yes, because in this way you can see there is something inside you that still has this button on. So that's an opportunity to get it off. And
I'm learning the hard way, slowly but surely, and you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yes, that I'm trying every time we press, I'm like, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm getting off the wheel.
You see, so once anything that he will say won't push you any button, that made you a better person, a happier person, and that will give your son a lesson of how to deal with stressing situations. Because you cannot avoid people, and of course the persons who has the role to stress you most will be there next to you. Will be your mother, will be your husband, will be your ex-husband, will be your daughter, I know that. Okay, so that you cannot avoid, so you are forced to face.
You have to deal with it. Yeah, no,
and that's the beauty of life, because actually we are here to experience things. And yes, I have to say my challenge now is to experience this part of being organized. I always ran about that, because I thought chaos is so enlightenment. No, it's not. Okay, from chaos, everything was born. But once everything was born, okay, let's get things organized. Even God gives us the 10 commands, or, you know. So there are rules. There has to be rules.
I have to.
And then you have to organize yourself. And yes, you have to materialize. You have to create, and to create even abundance. And my strong belief is that once everybody will learn this lesson, how to create abundance, money will be unnecessary. And by the way, money is just a tool, and they were invented as a tool.
It's a tool. You can't live without it, that's the truth, because you can't go to the supermarket, go to Mega, imagine, say I'm paying with love, and that's how you get out. I want cold hard cash, my darling. But the lesson that I'm getting is we're not only here to learn, we're here to teach. You're here to teach.
To teach, but to teach from a place of experiencing this. Because if I'm going there to teach, I don't know, how to be enlightened, and actually I'm swearing all the time and I'm happy all the time, and that's the thing I don't understand. How can you give somebody the theory, which is good, but read a book. But if you go to a workshop, you are there with the others. That's why I strongly believe in workshops and in meeting people, because when you are together, and so far I've done workshops for women, but now we open the door also for couples, and these mystery schools, they're men and women.
Okay,
It's
now,
the
see,
same.
I don't know about the mystery school. I wanted you to tell me. I was like, what is it? What is it?
What is a mystery school? They are
It sounds intriguing. I want
Yes.
to hear about
Yes, it is.
what is a mystery school. I never heard of this.
They are the ancient teachings. Actually, you and with your roots, it's the Kabbalah roots.
Oh, Kabbalah, I know, but the mystery school is a new
mystery
term
school-
for me.
Kabbalah, it's one of the teachings in the 7 mystery schools around the world. And the other teaching, each school has quite the same root, but then different flavor, let's say. And so there are those teachings that were then spread through all the religions, but at the root of the religions, because then people came and said, aha, we have this religion, let's try to manipulate men. And actually, I had in the journey, we call it campfire. So we discuss soul to soul with somebody that we are pissed off with. And well, I have to confess, I called at the campfire the Orthodox Church. The spirit of Orthodox Church. Sorry. Okay, I go, I finish with my
this
mother.
should be interesting, okay.
So I start with God, with Mary Magdalene, and now it's Orthodox Church.
You couldn't find something else to take on. Okay,
No.
yes, all right.
And
Start at the top, all right.
And I said, well, okay, so I heard the teachings from the mystery school. Definitely those teachings are the root of my religion, because I recognized in my DNA, and I recognize, but they are kind of hidden. And in those teachings, one of the things, it's very simple written, one of the things you have to do in this earth is to get the freedom, the financial freedom. And it's written there. It's, black and white. So why you, Orthodox Church, are saying, oh, it's so, enlightened to be poor and all that stuff, if you know the truth? And the answer was, at the beginning, people use those powers because there are big powers behind those teachings. So you can use your energy, you can use your body as a tool. So people use those tools to harm themselves, among themselves. You know what they say, the bad witches, let's say, and all the witchcraft and everything to do the ties and everything that was done. So the religious people tried to control that and to not give the tools anymore, so to hide them. And that's why you can find in our Orthodox Church what we call it taine. It's even a joke. I won't say the joke. That why the Orthodox Church didn't receive. I don't remember. Something very easy. The thing that has in the Catholic that the little bread, whatever. And it said, well, because the Orthodox Church would make it another taina, another hidden stuff. And I said, okay, that was hidden there, then, when people were harming themselves. What about now?
What about now?
And then was because human are human. Once you have power, once you have all these teachings, and you have power to control other people, are you able to share it? So you don't control anybody else.
Are you willing to share it?
Are you willing? Well, we
No,
are all
not
humans.
everybody else. Not
We are
everybody else.
no, we are humans, and we look at the people that go up and up and up with power or money. They kind of lose the game of the money game, because the money game is beautiful as long as you said, you enjoy it, and then you give back as something beautiful. But once you forget the role of the money game and you start to hurt, and that's mine, I don't want to share it, well then, lost.
It's defeating the purpose. You're going to read in my book, and I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of people who don't agree with me, but religion
Yes.
is a very touchy subject. My father and I used to have debates on it. Oh boy, that was interesting. Because I said, Daddy, I said, sometimes you have to speak very just make it a bigger subject. I said, sometimes it's by men to control men. It's about power. It's a struggle.
Yes.
We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but it's very good to have an exchange of ideas because it is a lot about control.
Yes.
And when you try and take that control away, they don't like it. It's also not only the control about the people, it's the control about the money. It's about how to live. I mean, and if you look through the chapters in history in the different countries, it happens time and time again, and it's happening today as we speak.
Yes.
So we maybe like to think that as enlightened individuals that we're above that, but you have to look around and see what's going on. I am so interested to know what they said back to you, because I think that you called them on it as something.
Yes. And yeah, that was the answer. There's also ego there, and we are humans. And it's true. It's so difficult to let go control because the fear is there. And the fear that once you take that control away from people, people will start to lose themselves. People will start to, like happened now after the so-called revolution. There was no control, so what did the peasant do? Well, they just destroyed everything that they created. So, yeah, there is a sense there, but still we are in now that things are changing, and those tools are needed. Those tools are needed because people, they have to know that they are powerful. They have to know that they are not depending on anybody else, as you say, by their health. They have to know that they are responsible of their health. They are responsible of their wealth. They are responsible of their happiness. They are responsible of their life, for God's sake. Nobody else is.
A lot of people don't know that.
A lot
Roxana,
of people don't want to know that. I
agree with you. I agree with that.
Community on Facebook.
It's much easier to blame everybody than to accept responsibility for your actions. This I have seen time and time again. I agree with you. Go on.
And on
in
this,
your Facebook.
Yeah, I've had a community of women. It's called Women Like Me. And sometimes I wonder, because there are so many that they are loved to watch. There are more than 2,000. And they said, oh, I admired you. Okay, so let's step up. Do the next thing. Oh, but I can't. No, I don't feel I'm ready. Now I want to do the word I cannot. What do you mean you're not
live.
ready? Yeah, it's live. Okay.
No swearing.
What do you mean you're not ready? It's a matter of choice. So either you want to postpone your life, or you want to live it once. If you agree with the fact that this is the life, I don't know about the next life.
That's exactly me. I don't know what was before. I don't know what's after. I'm here now.
I'm here now, and I have this gift called life, and I have this gift called body, and I want to enjoy it at my full potential. I want to know what my full potential is. Why would you hold on? Why would you just admire me? Be like me.
I'll tell you why. It's, in my opinion, fear of the unknown.
Yes.
People are always afraid.
Right.
Because, you see, you're very comfortable. I'll give you an example, and don't laugh now, but it's true. All right, so you know my adventures this year. I've been a little busy doing different things.
A little busy?
A little busy. Okay, I went to the Oscars, and then I went to London, made the hats out of hair. Then we did this, and we did that. I tell you what's very funny. The way people are reacting. Now, I didn't expect some of it, and I didn't see some of it coming, which is, now I think back, because somebody asked me the other day, why didn't you see? I said, because you know what the problem is? So I think people think like me, and not everybody obviously does. So if it was me, I'd be like, oh my God, Roxana, you went to this, tell me how was it? I would be so excited. I want to hear all about it. And then other people are like, oh yeah, you did it, so how exciting. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. So I got, a reality check.
Yes.
And I was like, So when you are in a place and people are comfortable with that, it's okay. If you start to move out of it and you start creating your own, people get very uncomfortable because it's not a known factor for them. Okay?
Yes.
Don't think it wasn't scary for me because I'm jumping to the next step. I have no idea. It's like jumping into abyss. you know, how's the movie going? Great. How's the thing going? Great. We're going to make everything work, and it's going to be amazing, and I know that. It's just the steps, and there is always, you know, nothing is, two things guaranteed in life. I always say, death and taxes. That's it. That's the same in America.
Robert Kiyosaki, I was MC for him, and he said, no, taxes actually, I don't think in Romania is valid that, but he said that in US, no, that's not mandatory if you know how to handle things.
Okay, well, we've had this saying from when I was young, I can remember, two things guaranteed in life, death and taxes.
Yes.
Seriously. So all the rest is unknown,
Yes.
okay? And you have to be, as you were talking about, take the step, because otherwise you're holding yourself back, you're holding other people back. Sometimes people rely on you, and that's when they ask me to speak at one of these things, because they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? And see, for me, it might be like just, it's normal and whatever, but for other people, it's not. And then I think, okay, I can see how they think it's, what made you decide to do that? You just, you know, because I have guts.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't.
You decided to have guts. Everybody has guts.
Everybody has guts, but whether you use them or not, and you decide to...
Not everybody decided to use them. We are kind of all the same. Okay, maybe you have more qualities in this side and more qualities in that side. But eventually we have the same things and guts and possibilities and potential. So why aren't we using it? And yes, you're so right. There is the fear of unknown. I have the show 2 days ago about the fear of success, which is incredible, excruciating, if I can say that.
Oh, I bet.
Real, because I realize I don't have the fear of failure, because I know how it is to fail. But I do have the fear of success, because I don't really know.
You don't know what it'll feel like. You don't know how you react.
Exactly.
And you know what else you don't know? You don't know how other people are going to react, which is a bit of a shocker.
And I don't want to upset them, and I don't want, you know,
but then you're going to stay at the same level and your status quo, and that's it forever. And it's not.
But it's never about staying there, because the world is advancing. So if you decide to just take a breath, actually you're not taking a breath, you're stepping back. And this again is not.
Or you're just standing still.
Yeah.
You're actually just, it's not
standing
moving
still,
forward.
but everybody else is moving forward.
It's not moving forward, it's just you're in the same place. And see, this is what fascinates me, because people are given opportunities, okay?
Yes, all the time.
And when I see them pass it, my first question would be, why? Why?
Yeah.
What do you think that what's the worst? So you know how I look at it? What's the best that can happen? What's the worst that can happen?
You're right, you don't need retreats. This is the best exercise we do in the journey. And that liberated my life, actually. Because I used to tell Brandon, oh, I'm frightened. Okay, do this exercise, exactly this. What's the worst? And go worst.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes,
okay.
You were born to be a teacher. But you should come anyway, to see, to experience. And who knows, maybe you will become the best teacher there is.
Thank you, but I'm busy.
And go further, what's the worst? And the worst of the worst, of course, is dying. And when you experience dying, and when you experience that, after that is, a release. Okay, so that's the worst. What could be the best? And then you go longer with the best. And you say, okay, but so what do you prefer? You choose this or this? And of course you would prefer to throw yourself into the unknown.
We have one life.
Yes.
I have I don't believe in the afterlife. No, I don't. That's why this life on this earth is important. And you don't get back a day, okay? It goes, that's it. So you have the next day. So make it count. And I tell all the people around me, make it count that you live every day, because otherwise you're just, I see them going through the motion, and then it's a week gone, a month gone, a year gone. I mean, I already we're now in July, end of July, almost August. I don't know where the whole year's gone.
Yeah, the speed is supersonic.
It's flying. And let me tell you something, the older you get, the faster it goes. Did you know that?
Yes. Well, the older, more experienced.
The older you get, the more experienced you get, the more mature you get, the quicker the time goes. So what it was then till then, it's like, and I mean, when I had the birthday, I was like, how is it possible? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then you sit and you reflect on, you know, I look at what have I done? Where have I gone? Have I accomplished anything? Did I do this? And I tried to, because I don't know, I got into a very introspective period then, because it was a milestone for me. And I actually can say I was quite happy with when I looked at it. Yes, there were certain things I would change and I would do differently, because everyone, I don't call them regrets, I just say things I would change if I could.
But did you do the best you could then?
Of course, I cannot change anything. Yeah. Would I have, you know, maybe in another situation I might have done. Most of it I would still do exactly the same way, because that's how it led me to where I am today.
Yes.
Things happen for a reason. I don't believe, you know, in coincidence. I believe in fate. For what reason I had to go through all that heartache, whatever, was to get to where I am today. And then I'm in a much more comfortable place, happier place. And I can help the people, I can deal with the people.
And then I'm saying for everybody who believes in God, and most of the people believes in God, even doesn't matter what religion you are, you do believe in something better, in God, in universe, in whatever force, right? So if you do believe in something bigger, do you think that when something is in front of your eyes, so when opportunity is there, don't you think it's a signal that you are ready? So it's, hello, jump in? Yes.
But people can't read signals, and people are afraid. We have to recognize the fear factor. It's a huge thing.
That's why we organize workshop, and I will continue to organize online events. I have to tell everybody that an online event, it's not the same thing, because the energy that is created in a workshop, it will be at least 100 times more powerful than something that be created through internet. Okay. But it's still good.
For us ignorant people, what is an online? I don't know. You do it all together at the same time? I have no idea what that is.
Yes, the second best after a live workshop, let's say, is an online webinar or an online course when you go together all at the same hour, and you share the exercises that you were supposed to do during that week. And it's the second best, let's say, because yes, I cannot be everywhere. I do one-to-one therapies, even with. Last night I was doing with a woman in France, and I was so happy that I could help her. So that's the second best if you are anywhere around the planet. And then the third best is to do by yourself, to buy a course, you know. So for example, I'm registering now meditation, and you are hearing whenever you want. You put it in an app on your telephone, and the telephone will say, okay, this is your 5 minutes meditation per day, and you do that regularly. And then we meet once I don't know, a week or once a month, also online, and we check, have you done it? How it was hard, how it was to throw yourself into the unknown, how was the fear, how was experience emotion, what that brought up. So that's the third best. And well, the last best is to do it by your own without having feedback from
I wouldn't think that. Does that actually work?
It's the
I mean,
best you can
it's
do.
An option,
It's
and
an
I
option.
understand that, but
it's an option.
I think you need, number one, the feedback. You need the energy, because the way that you grow and you learn, and it's also feeding off people's energy, and that's where the connection has to be had. I think if I had to read a book, it's very nice, but I need a connection with the person.
True, but as I said, that's the compromise that one might do with the online meetings. So what I believe is, once you feel the call, let's say, towards yourself, because at the end it's towards yourself. If you hear somebody saying, I will give you love, I will run away now. Or if you hear a teacher that I settle everything in my life, I'm Zen. Really? Does he have
wings
in his back?
I love it when people
run away.
Zen. You have to be Zen. I'm like, really? Are you Zen? And what exactly is Zen? Because I don't like to be confrontational, but I just, you know, I get nervous about things sometimes, you know, I know. And then they're like, but be Zen. And I'm like, what is that? And then, you know what? The worst thing happens. It sets me off the other way. So instead of being Zen, and I was just coming, now I'm more hysterical. So I'm like, that's not a good idea. So they're like, Oh, geez, maybe I should have kept my penny too. Maybe you should have.
Yes. No, Zen. Okay, it's nice to not to be to let yourself be cut off by somebody, by somebody's words. So that's, to me, being balanced is this. But once I feel from my balance that somebody or some word can really throw me down, oh my God, okay, that's a signal, I have something there. So I said, thank you, no thank you, I don't engage, and I go back to myself.
You're so nice. You don't engage. You're so polite.
Well.
You're so sweet.
No, 80% of the time now, I don't engage. 20%, I don't have wings. Here, it doesn't say angel. No, so I'm still a human being, you know? Love my body. I still have things to
I do think you're an angel. They're
clear.
Sweet.
Yes, these are
your angels.
Yes.
Those are your angels.
And my mirrors and my, you know, those who are doing like this with my buttons. Dang, dang, all the time. But I'm enjoying it. So, yes, we were talking about is it helping? Yes, it is. It is if you know that you are on a journey on yourself. Not on a journey, I don't think it's anymore space for the masters that you kiss their feet on, you know, those kind of things. No, the master is a teacher. The best teacher you can find is that teacher that doesn't allow you to lie to yourself. Go to lie to anybody else, but you cannot do that with your master or teacher or whatever, because he will know, and he will. So yeah, I told you my belief is once you feel the call, it's like climbing a mountain. So go, sometimes you're tired, continue, maybe you slow down, but don't stop ever. Because then if you stop, the muscle will start to ache and say, oh, maybe you have to rest. But if you rested one day, why not a week? And then why not a month?
Get off the path.
Yes. So just keep your path in your own, yeah. It's a decision, by the way. If you want to run, you can run. Just listen to your body. If it's too much for you, slow down, but never stop. Do something daily. So if it would be the best advice that I could do, the first change is to be a ritual daily. And the ritual could be looking in the mirror, the first thing you do, looking in the mirror and find something beautiful about yourself and say it.
Affirmation.
Yeah, but not affirmation like, oh, I'm beautiful. And my mind, what is saying? Oh, you're getting old. Oh,
no,
my God.
I can do whatever. Maybe my idea of affirmation is different to yours. I'm not talking about the physical, I'm talking about the...
Even mental. If you're doing the affirmation without feeling it, so when I'm saying look in the mirror and find something beautiful, I mean find something beautiful, not say something beautiful. So today, what do I love about myself? Nothing. That's not true. What do you love? If you be something to be loved in yourself, what will it be? Maybe my nose. Yes, let's celebrate that. And you will really feel, and your body will feel appreciated. And your soul the same. And do that for a week until it becomes... And then, yeah, if you like yoga, doing yoga every day, do that every day. And then go to the next step, and next step, and next step will be emotional inquiry if you want, or emotional therapy, or emotional healing, or emotional whatever. And that's where you meet yourself. And that's where all the masks are. And
but you've been doing it now for a couple of years, and I see the difference on your face. And you've also had a busy couple of years. So the birth of the little one, and getting married, and a lot of things have changed in your life.
Yes.
But I think the word is serene. You look much more serene. You may not realize, but I see you from, I know you enough years, I think, to be able to make a comment. Because not like I met you yesterday and I'm saying it, but seriously, I find you very serene. And it's, and I can feel the energy also. you know. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you so much.
Oh my God, the time is
Yes, it
all the
went.
time.
And I want to say thank you all for joining us. And the time did go quickly, and we have lots more to talk about next time. Have a good night. Thank you.